Welcome back, 2022 NXL Golden State Open. Fourth stop on the tour this year. Matty Marshall alongside Rich Telford. We're here at Capital Edge Paintball Park, a little outside of Sacramento, California. And we're in set number 2, first pro game of the day, Sacramento DMG and the Latin Saints. And then also semi-pro match, PB-FIT taking on Notorious. So jumping into point number 1, starting with DMG and the Saints here, split screen breakout. DMG, this is their home field, and they're starting on the red side, looking like they're trying to gun battle their way up into that important brick in that V on the Dorito side.
Kind of a different way to get in there, but I liked it.
Yeah, it worked out.
Yeah, whatever works, man. Secondarying over here to the pseudo snake side, the X side of the field. So 2 attackers for DMG, attacking both 50s against the Latin Saints early on this match. We've got Gerber following up on that D side. Five on 5, Maddie.
Yeah, and now...
Is that Gonzalez?
That's Tyler Penelio.
Penelio moving forward into the snake side, pseudo snake.
I love those front guys that have the really quick reaction times.
Yeah.
Real quick snapshots, and Tyler's definitely one of those guys.
Yeah, super flinchy.
Yeah.
Still 5 on 5 here.
Tyler ripping a lane, crossfield. So better field position currently for DMG. I would like to see the Saints play a little bit more aggressive, right? Because
100%.
As a young up-and-coming squad, after the rebuild that happened when they lost all the superstars after event 1 where they took second, you know, typically when you're in a situation like that, your best chance at doing well is trying to take some ground early. Yeah, you're taking some risky runs, but that's still a higher percentage chance than, you know, taking mostly back spots and trying to gunfight your way into secondary moves.
Yep. Yeah, your bunkers, the angles in your bunkers are only going to get worse and worse as they go forward, and your options are only going to get worse and worse as they control more of the 50-yard line. DMG with 3 players up here on the 50, 2 in the back line. Saints with 4 in the back line, 1 forward on the D side. Still 5 on 5 here. Probably the longest 5 on 5 we've had so far. Solid 2 minutes, 5 on 5 ball.
Yeah, this is a field where we have seen quite a few deaths off the break. Nice move by Tyler here. On your screen, gets past the 50 for DMG, really putting the pressure on the Saints. They haven't shot anybody yet. Oh, man, it's just breaking some paint out here for Tyler. Tyler, swab your gun.
Take that minute, Tyler.
You have a lot of time.
First point.
You're about to have a chance to shoot some guys. Just swab your gun. Nope, okay.
Maybe, like, that's just the old school thing. Like, they don't swap guns anymore.
Maybe that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, too. Shane Howe now moving over here behind Tyler. Shane was playing D-side yesterday. Looks like he's switching, playing over here this morning at least. Now Phil's back to the corner. Ageless Assassin playing many spots on the field. Again, I think this is still a 5 on 5, Maddie. And this is definitely our longest 5 on 5, approaching the 3-minute mark.
Tyler's catching a lot of pressure. He should just hide right now. I don't think he got shot.
Saints lose their first player.
Yeah, you have, so he's not going to feel any pressure down the sideline right now because there's no one out wide for the Saints. The closest body is the back center. Now, he definitely has an angle on D1, but D1 is just pumping paint towards Tyler. So this is smart. Tyler's just chilling. He's talking it up. He's waiting to establish his lane, but he's been breaking paint, and he's just not going to get accurate ball out of there. Okay, he's at least shot through enough of the paint that was in his barrel that he's a little bit more accurate right now. And he's going to get some help. Oh, but Shane goes right into a ball.
Yeah, Shane gets caught making that fill. 4 on 4 now. DMG with the field advantage, having 3 players on the 50. Saints are able to fill that snake corner again. They also fill. Oh, snake corner gets shot out of there twice now.
Yeah, and they're really stacking up with some offense for DMG on that D side, as Tyler's been drawing a lot of guns, so this has been ideal. Oh, Tyler looking like he's on his feet. Still has to worry about that D1.
2 on 4 here, advantage for DMG.
Tyler just loaded his last pod, and they pinch out. Somebody just shot, I think that might have been the back center. Somebody just pinched out that D1 spot, and then they shoot out the tower, and that's going to do a beautiful point for DMG. It started, as it has most points, or a lot of points out here, enough to be a trend, as the first guy that gets in the good position was Boyum. Boyum gun fought his way into the brick and then played smart from there. Gerber so then Tyler swung into the X, and then back on the D side, Gerber got to the 50 to help out Boyum. And even though it did take them about maybe 2 minutes to shoot a body, didn't matter because the Saints were in such terrible spots and really bad angles. Even though they did get a kill on Shane, they couldn't hide well enough back there. So.
And when they finally tried to launch a little bit of offense on the D side, it was just they were down on bodies and out of position. So real strong point there.
So
for DMG.
Now we're going to see Notorious take on PaintballFIT. These are, PaintballFIT #1 in the rankings, but just by a couple points. Notorious is close as well, too. We have 3 more events to go, including this one. 2 more majors after this. If Notorious can win this tournament, I mean, they could, depending on what happens to Fit and Blast Camp, they very well could take the #1 spot in the semi-pro division and be the favorite to be the new pro team in 2023. That's what's at stake right now.
I love these local rivalries too, right? When guys really know each other well, play each other well, and are kind of fighting for that position. Like, these games are prelim games, but to these guys, these games might as well be the finals, right?
Well, and it looks like they're going with Archie Barnes. Oh, and Archie gets shot.
4-on-4 now. Archie making that move inside, getting caught by the Lockout brother in the cross tower on the D side. So 4-on-4 here.
I got a chance to talk to Ryan Gray, their coach for Notorious, OG player.
I've heard of him.
Back in the day. Used to coach Texas Storm, X Factor, been very successful. And he said, he's like, I'm not the rah-rah, like pump you up type coach, but I got in these dudes' faces this morning, and I was like, look, if you get shot out of your spot, I'm going to punch you in the face. And he's like, if you get shot going forward, we don't have a problem. So because we need to show up today, and I do not want any of you losing gunfights out of your spots.
As a player, all I'm looking for from my coach is a clear message, and that's a very, very clear message. I would go out there and I would not get punched in the face for sure. I might not win or lose. I might not win.
He knows that they're playing well, and the teams that are taking ground are succeeding more often than not. You don't have to win by a lot. So if you go out there and if you play 10 points, if the teams that are winning from the 50s, so even if you lose or get shot a couple times and you're losing some points by trying to take ground, if you're getting up there 6 times out of 10 more than your opponents, you're going to win every single game, and then that means you're going to move on to Sunday with no problems.
It gets much easier.
The theory is pretty simple there, right?
Yeah. And it sucks getting punched in the face, so you might as well just go. Yeah, I think it's pretty easy to be able to watch and see, and the teams that got up here yesterday.
Well, somebody's about. Well. So I didn't mean to interrupt, but somebody's about to get a talking to because Notorious did just lose a body out of DU3, out of his spot. Grayson just got shot moving forward. I don't know if it bounced. It did not, but he got shot moving forward. So
hey, he's not getting punched in the face. Good job, Grayson.
D3 is about to get punched in the face.
Hey, D3, put in your mouthpiece. Who's got a mouthpiece for D3? Yeah, that inset wing's been there for a long time too. But again, clear messaging.
Well, but it also is just reiterating and letting your players know what is losing games and points out here, right? And it's dumb deaths out of your spots for no reason. Yeah, and there's another body to drop as Marky gets shot out of that back corner. Now he's looking at a low body situation, but
it was 2-on-2.
But Notorious
was up on bodies.
No, it was 3-on-2.
Okay, so now it's 2-on-2 or 3-on-1.
3-on-1 right now.
Okay.
So Notorious, they had the initial advantage.
Yeah.
They shot the first body. They had taken a little bit of ground. So it was, I believe, a 5-on-4 situation.
4-on-3. It was 4-on-3.
Yeah, and then just squander it by, a couple deaths moving forward, and then 2 deaths out of their spots, and then this last player.
And 2 of those guys definitely were not going forward. So I'm hoping Ryan's punching somebody in the face right now.
I think it was Sherman that was the last body left alive, but I'm not sure. Still learning a couple of these Notorious players out there.
It was Marky was the second to last to go, but I don't know who the last one was. Saints coming back out for their second point against DMG. DMG looking pretty close to perfect that first point. Tyler over here attacking with Shane behind him. Boyan was attacking on the other tape. So we got
20 seconds.
Yeah, so Tyler's coming back. This is for DMG. Tyler's coming back out.
Line.
Boyam's coming back out.
Gerber, Tyler, Shane, same line.
Both Boyams are coming out. And Gerber, so I think that is it. Maybe, I don't know if both the Boyams played in that last one, but.
We'll find out, Matt, because I need to know. Referees and pod runners barely getting off the field there. Saints lose one early, Matty.
Saints sent 3 bodies towards that D side and took a little bit of ground by getting into D1, but again, DMG
Love
just
that.
the first to go.
Boyum's just walking in there, Matt.
Yeah.
And he's just dominant. Gets in there and just starts pumping the gun, so it makes it so hard to push up this tape for anybody. I really like the way Boyum's doing that.
Yeah, and if you look at the way that the strategy that with the Saints came breaking out, they didn't really have anyone in position to shoot that lane.
No, you've got to shut Boyum down if you're playing against DMG here.
And Tyler's fast.
Yep, and athletic.
Yeah.
It's a good combination for paintball.
And not that tall, so, you know, perfect snake size. Oh, they're going to lose. Is that Shane taking the walk?
Yeah, Shane with 2 early walks
Yeah,
in
so
a
got
row.
to tighten up a little bit here. NorCal legend. But
Now, are either of the coaches going to punch either of these teams in the face?
I did not hear anything from either.
Oh,
Russell
that's
or-
disappointing. That's
Actually
disappointing.
Not sure who's. DMG's had some issues getting coaches here. I did see. Yeah, I'm not sure who's doing the coaching duties for DMG right now.
Looks like Tyler moving forward into the Latin Saints side of the field. Gets a kill across in the Dorito. He's now going to work on that back corner on the Dorito side. He's putting cross pressure on that can. DMG with 5 players left alive here. 3 on the 50. 1 in the tower. 1 in the Dorito corner. Oh, no, Shane Howe's been eliminated, so 4. Oh, Tyler gets another kill down the tape, Matty. Tyler's having a good.
Yeah, Tyler is, man. Tyler's
3-piece here.
Yeah, it was. I told the story yesterday, but if somebody just turned it in, I played a 10-man with Tyler in Maryland, and I was talking to Dave, this was Cat Factory, and I was talking to Dave Baines, like, who's on the squad? And he started naming off, you know, a lot of like current pros and some legends.
Stunner.
Well, it was like all-star, legend, all-star, all-star. I'm like, oh, we got a stacked team, and he's like, I'm bringing this kid Tyler. I'm like, who's Tyler? And he's like, oh, you're gonna love him. He's this young kid from my field. He's really good. He's got a good future in front of him. Then sure enough, he called it because 2 years later, he's out here looking pretty solid.
Pretty solid.
I just keep spinning Tyler over here. Shane needs to tighten it up slightly. I love what Boyum's doing out there, getting up into that brick. So yeah.
Yeah, Boyum is getting. It looks effortless. You know what I mean? Like he's not running. He's just calmly walking in there, pumping the lane the whole time. Nobody's putting any pressure on him. And if they're not putting pressure on you, and you can get to the key spot every time like that, that's definitely going to positively
Now
affect your
are the
outcome.
Saints going to adjust, right? How are they going to try to put a gun on Boyum?
And they can't see what we see, right? Their perspective from the pit is completely different from what we can see.
We have the best seat in the house. Unless somebody's got a drone flying overhead.
FSU attacking early on the D side of the field, getting all to the way to the wing over there on the 40-yard line. 5 on 5.
Mark Johnson looking like he wants to move up from the can. Mark guesting with PB Fit. He spends a lot of time at the field, PB Fit. It is a field of dreams down there in Texas. Oh, penalty assess. Is that Mason that taking the walk with the penalty assess? Yeah, pulls out Colt.
5 on 4 advantage, 3 on 3 advantage now as FSU has 2 players taking the walk with Grayson and one of the players from the other Drew side.
Where did Grayson get, or how did Grayson get
I have
shot?
no idea. So I was looking at the penalty and
Yeah,
I looked over and he's walking off.
Same here.
He's been playing the attacker over here on the snake side, so I'm guessing he got caught on the cross.
Well, it should be 3 on 3, but Chavez, man. Yesterday, Chavez was one of the big standouts, just period. Pro, semi-pro, didn't matter, just because of
White
how
catches at the
omnipresent Chavez was at that 50 or at that 40 on that D side.
Yeah. White gets shot out of the corner there. Probably going to get punched in the face here in a second. Marky Franz is in the corner again. Dies 2 points in a row in that corner without going forward. And it doesn't look like he got punched. I'm going to talk to Ryan after this match. Maybe he meant we were supposed to punch him.
Yeah, I think also it's more of like, hey, when we're, if you're, look, dying out of your spot in a low body situation is totally different than dying out of your spot when it's 5 on 5, or you just got to a really good spot and you lose the first couple gunfights.
Oh, yeah, and I'm sure what he was really trying to iterate is his frustration on the fact that, because, you know, these guys are getting shot out of their back bunkers, right? They're not attacking on this field. And at least if you're dying attacking, you're taking your own responsibility for whether you're going to win or not.
Well, and if you look at what Notorious is good at and what Fit's good at, like, look, Fit does have offense. Big standout would be Chavez for them on the D side. But their stock and trade is winning gunfights and shooting bodies on the break, right?
Communicating, staying alive.
Communicating and being very comfortable in gunfights. So knowing that they're really good at that, yeah, Notorious is, they're more, you know, playing their toes, offensive-minded team. They got a lot of athletes and some speed out there. So yeah, I mean, if you want Notorious to be getting into good spots and then not getting suckered into those gunfights. So jumping back into this one, Tyler, ooh, looks like he's gonna have to do a little surgery.
A little rough on the equipment.
They do shoot at Kerrigan.
Yep.
Kerrigan had some good points yesterday in his pro debut.
Yep, 2 Saints players taking the walk now. DMG again to both of these 50s. They've been here every single point within the first 30 seconds. They've got 3 guys on the 50 and 2 in the back. This is their standard breakout, Matty. They like that wing over there. They like the wing here. They like Gerber being backed up over there. Tyler, Boyum, Gerber, that's the three guys that get to the 50. Other Boyum and Shane been playing behind them. Saints just unable to get to these 50s early enough to be able to do anything effective, Matt.
Yep.
And then
thinking the same thing.
Yeah, and then once they don't get there early and DMG gets that territory, they can't push into it.
Yeah, DMG is just walking into these front spots. I mean, he's diving, but Boyum is just omnipresent at that brick, and then Tyler's been at this 50 every time, and then he's got a body right behind him with. Yeah, they're just full crossfield press right now.
DMG again with 5 guys, 40-yard lines forward, similar to what Houston Heat was doing yesterday. And really, once you get 5 guys up here talking to each other, shooting the lanes, it gets real hard to move forward into those guns. It forces you to win a gunfight where you're in a disadvantage because the guy has a better angle on you. And that's not a good position to be in. It's not a good position to be in over and over because it gets you to a position where you just can't win the match.
Yeah, I mean, they have all 5 bodies at or past the 50, or the structures at least. And now they have 2 bodies past the 50. DMG really putting the pressure here on these last couple bodies for the Saints. You got Avner in with Tyler. I think that's Boyan that just jumped over and got into the wedge, and then his brother's out there with him too. And then Gerber, who's been doing a good job on that D side. So,
listen, I'm not saying it's easy to get into the 50, right? On the break or early on like Boyan and those guys are doing. But if you don't at least try, you're never going to get there. And if you concede this 50, point after point after point, you're at a disadvantage. And I think it's going to be really hard to lose matches. You've got to fight for that 50. Unless you're, one of those rare teams that can sit back in the back and dink 5 guys out. Yeah, DMG now with 4 players past the 50-yard line, losing their first player, Gerber. Still 4-on-3 advantage for them.
Yeah, and that's a little bit of a tough death for Marvin, but, I mean, I just don't think it's going to cost him at all, and he's pushing the issue, so I like to see that. Tyler's going to run through. He's going to get 1. Ooh, a little beautiful 2-pack to finish here for Tyler.
And they shoot Tyler.
And a major penalty assessed on Tyler?
Yep.
Oh, that is not good. I think that they're still going to have 1 body. They had 4, including Tyler, there was 4. He gets the penalty. They pull out Avner, one of the Boyums. And, yeah, I mean, that should be it. They had 4 bodies. This should not be this is pretty simple math here. I don't think they should still be getting that point. And it was, yeah, I think that's Jordan they're checking out. Okay, point's good. A little sketch for a second.
A little sketch.
I'm thinking, okay.
Made it a little more interesting.
Tyler did get a major, but they had 4 bodies left alive. It should be no problems.
Good job, Tyler. FSU coming back out. Let's see if they can mount some offense, man. I'd like to see them at least try to get to some of these spots. They're not. To me, it's not like they're getting stopped. They're not even trying. I can see maybe why Ryan was a little frustrated.
Well, they've got shot and moved forward a little bit. So I mean, they're trying to get to some spots. It's just they're.
Yeah, but so, and we talk about this a lot, right? If you lose your first guy,
yeah,
the second guy now is like, hey, I got to try to go up there. You can't just give it up, right?
Yo,
once they lose their first attacker, the other 3 dudes just sit in the back.
I'm with you on that. It's just those are the guys who are getting shot out of their spots and probably
Matt,
catching a couple in the face.
I've been thinking about it, and if you argue with me, I'm going to punch you right in the face.
Here we go. Everyone, you guys heard it.
I'm not really going to punch you in the face. It would hurt my hand way
If I
too
had
much.
a dime for every time that Rich has threatened to punch me in the face in the past 20 years, I would be living on the beach.
And if you see Paul Mendoza's face, you know what it looks like.
Rich has also threatened to throw me off the tower multiple times. Just
not multiple times. 1 time.
No,
Jesus, drama
it was
queen.
Twice for sure. For sure. Maybe 3 times.
And this is barely a tower. I'd like to see Grayson get either out to this corner and release inside, or just take one of these bricks early and get into that 50. Give him a chance to get up there and do some work. I feel like they're shutting him down on this side.
Well, this is a moment where Notorious is getting beat, and they need to answer. This is a test for them.
Yeah.
How are they going to answer? There's Grayson Gladstone from AC Diesel. He was on Dynasty for a little bit. Still relatively new in his pro career, but that's another guy that's traveled a lot to play and has really earned the right to be a pro paintball player kind of the hard way.
Great experience, though, right? Coming up in that camp and
really
playing
smart
with
guy.
Dynasty.
Plays a ton of paintball.
Yep. Good, in real good shape.
Yeah. Yep. Real good shape.
See if you can put
cerebral
all
player.
that. Yeah, see if you can put all that to work right now.
Yeah, and again,
Down
this, Notorious has wheels, right? I mean, these guys have the athletic capabilities.
Yeah,
and the
yeah, they're
tendencies.
not a big slow team.
It's just but the issue is that Fit knows that, and they're just doing a really good job of containing the lane. So, yeah, I'm gonna hold up because I think there's something with the scoreboard. Because we saw the Saints and DMG up there, and this is PB Fit and Notorious. But yeah, it's again, this is PB Fit is playing their game, and Notorious isn't, and they are refusing to let Notorious play their game.
Yeah. Well, and Fit isn't like flying up to the 50s either, right? They're just kind of.
Well, Chavez is taking some ground over there on the D side.
Yeah.
But other than that, you're right. No. Well, Mark Johnson's going to go right in there.
Now,
As we say that,
says that,
I like that though. You know, a little flip of the script here.
Yeah.
They go offensive. Mark's going to hit the deck.
FSU drops their first player, Matty. 4-on-5 advantage here for
Texas
Fit.
legend here, Mark Johnson. He's also from Diesel, so that's kind of interesting, right? So you have Mark Johnson playing against Grayson.
Yeah. FSU now finally getting into this 50 structure over here on the X side of the field. Not sure if they know Mark Johnson's in there or not.
Notorious. So Notorious taking some ground now. They're at D3, D2, and at the inside wedge. Mark Johnson's going to
Reposition.
crawl back and a little retreat. Look cross field. Try to protect that D side zone.
5-on-4 advantage here for Fit, up by 2 points. 10 minutes left in this match. FSU dropped their first player, trying to get out to the X corner. FSU now player crawling forward. Fit fills out here to the snake side, gets in the second brick. Oh, Fit player eliminated now. 4-on-4.
Archie Barnes in a good spot right now. He's at the 50 brick. He's going to get some help as they get out wide behind him.
I don't think that's Archie.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah, it's for sure Archie. And Archie comes over the top to try to, he did not know that Mark had done a little retreat, and he's going to get a major penalty. Oh, wait, no, that's
Archie's
not
so much
Archie.
taller than he
That
used
is
to be.
definitely not Archie, sorry. It is, so that's, let me check real quick. Not
Did you see
Archie.
that penalty? That was kind of a weird penalty. I never saw him shoot his gun.
It was a major penalty, not on Archie Barnes, but somebody wearing Marky Franz's jersey, which I believe is, I got to get to the roster, give me a second.
Saints coming back out.
I think that was Ryan Williamson that was wearing Marky Franz's jersey, because that was not Marky, right?
Wasn't Mark for sure.
Okay, then now pretty sure that was.
And it wasn't Archie.
I'm pretty sure that was Ryan Williamson. Maybe wrong, but.
Well, I'm not sure how Ryan got that major.
This is when it's just, you know, guys, just wear your own jerseys.
It's not that hard, guys. It's not that hard. You just put your name on the jersey. And then when you put it on there, make it as clear to read as possible.
Yeah. Ideally, we would not like white names on a white jersey.
Yeah, or black names on a black jersey. What we're looking for is some contrast. Hey, Saints taking the initiative, getting up. Kerrigan gets up to that 50 over there.
We get Arietta in here
Kerrigan's
as well,
calling
too.
the kill. Yeah, Kerrigan gives a kill. Kerrigan gets 2 kills.
Yeah, so this is what the Saints needed. Down by 3, 6 minutes to go. Finally some offense, and they shoot Boyum
And
out
what a
as well.
difference, right? What a difference being able to beat Boyum to that bunker. Completely changed the aspect of this game. Kerrigan gets 2. Looks like he might have got clipped going across. Yep. Got to get a little lower there. Still 2 DMG players left alive. One in the Dorito corner and one in the Snake Tower, now filling the Snake corner. Saints are calling kill 2. It's actually kill 3, so they're off by 1, which is very common out here. A lot of people are losing bodies. 3 players for the Saints now, up in good positions on the 50s, trying to find where the last 2 bodies are for DMG. DMG's up by 3 points, so.
Yeah, this is what we were trying to ask for out of the Saints, right?
Yeah, and this is what they should be trying to do every point. And even if it doesn't work, you keep trying because we know for sure hiding in the back isn't going to work.
Yeah. Well, they're past the 50 here in the X and at the 50. So they have 2 bodies in here. Did Kerrigan get shot?
Yes, he did.
Okay, cool. So they've lost that offensive weapon. He did pretty well before he took a walk.
Got
And
2.
they have another body who's doing some surgery on his gun at the 40-yard line on the D side.
Yeah, and again, the what the Saints want to try to do is 88 or put as much pressure on one spot from both sides of the field as possible. The most vulnerable position to do that is that backhand on Drio side. If the snake over here and the wing over there on the Drio side both shoot at that guy at the same time, he's forced to live behind one gun or the other, and it gets very, very challenging to do that. He is eliminated now. Only one player left alive for DMG over here in the corner. Oh, and he gets a kill, so now 3-on-1 goes to 2-on-1.
It's Avner in the back corner bunker for DMG.
Abner's a good gunfighter, and he's lucky he's got both guys lined up in front of him. That'll make it a little easier for him.
He is looking slightly into the sun, but it's not as bad as it was in the last set. This is just a good situation, though, for Avner because the two players are locked up in the same structure right in front of them.
Yep, lined up right in front of him. Helps out with the gunfighting. Doesn't have to worry about the other tape at all. Now,
yeah.
he might not know that, right?
Well, and also the way that I think this is Boris is how you pronounce his last name. I'm not sure his Santana is over his name. Oh, Avner is going to cut towards the center area. Is going to be able to pick him up. Doesn't put a ball on him, though. Yeah, these guys just don't know the count. The Saints, the last two players left alive, don't know what the count is, but Avner went right into the zone that Boris was looking at. So now he has to gunfight both of them, essentially, which is not ideal.
Yeah, interesting move there. And with DMG being up by points, if I was him, I would have just stayed in that corner, made him made them both come to me and funnel through the same line.
Well, the fact that he's up by 3 and with 3 minutes left, it's kind of just, even if you're going to most likely lose a 1-on-2, just try to take as much time off the clock as possible.
Sit back in that corner and grind it out, right?
Well, Avner's going back forth here. He goes back to the tower. They definitely lost him.
Yeah, they've lost him. They've lost him 2 or 3 times. In a 1-on-1, he would have won for sure, but with 2 guys, he's got to be able to get both of them clean. But he's burning clock the whole time he does this, so
yeah,
good on him.
I mean, this is still an impressive performance in a 1-on-2 here for Avner.
Maybe this would be a good time to talk about the new 1-on-2 coins you're coming out with.
We will have Hormesis 1-on-2 and 1-on-3 coins, courtesy of Alex Frazier. And also, we got the move of the tournament.
That's exciting.
Yeah, from Cash at Stake.
I hope we can keep doing more stuff like that.
Yeah, law firm is coming to sponsor the move of the tournament. We'll be talking about that all day today and tomorrow. And it's not going to happen to this one. They finally figure out a way to pinch out Avner.
Going to score their first point here with about 2 minutes left in the match. Going to be down by 2 with 2 minutes left, giving them some opportunities. If they can come out and win that 50 battle again, that's going to give them a chance.
Yeah, it just goes to show you what offense will do for you if you're willing to go, because they finally were able to take ground and they shot bodies from there.
And it's a risk reward, right? Like if you don't take risk, you're not going to get a reward.
Yeah, just would have been nicer for them to not spot DMG 3 points before they went to that game plan.
Just building their confidence. Just building their confidence.
So DMG still looking pretty good to solidify the win, which they need, as they dropped both their games yesterday. So let's see what happens in this Paintball Fit Notorious match. Is the same story.
Notorious sometimes starts a little bit slow. I'm expecting for them to at least come back and make this a match. I did not expect this to be a blowout.
For entertainment's sake. Yeah, I didn't expect this to be a blowout either, because these guys are really close on the overall rankings right now.
And watching both these teams play, usually they both play really well. Closer to the same level. But FSU struggling this morning. Notorious just not able to get up into his 50 positions.
So on the breakout, Notorious taking a pretty big bite on that D side, going all the way to D3 off the break.
Mark Johnson gets up and gets into that center position. Great job getting up there. He can now control the Drio side of the field. As he does that, he gets the first kill on the Notorious guy. He switches his gun this way. I would have kept his gun the other way because I think there's another guy over there he can catch. But Mark Johnson now gonna try to get outside. 1 body advantage here for Fit. Oh, 2 body advantage for Fit as Mark Franz tries to get out of back center, gets caught. So 3-on-5 advantage here for Paintball Fit, just cruising through this game. Up by 3, gonna win this point, I think. Already, as they lose their first player now, 4-on-3 advantage for Fit. But again, Notorious, no real urgency to get to these 50s.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting beat at the mid part of the point, right? So they'll take their initial spots, and then they're just losing too many gunfights or getting shot trying to make transitions, but they shoot Mark Johnson. And a minor penalty going to be assessed on, I believe, Lukau. Might have been on Colt. That pulls out a body, but here comes the aggressive push. Chavez is completely blown open that D side and shot a couple bodies doing it. I think he just got 3. I think that was a 3-pack.
You got 3. Chavez got 3.
Was it 3? Might have been a 4-pack.
Might have been 4. That was amazing.
That
Good
is
job,
definitely
buddy.
in the running for best move of the prelim.
For sure.
Because they were losing that point. If Chavez doesn't step up in that exact moment, he just lost 3 or 4 guys all within 30 seconds. And as the chaos set in, he goes down and shoots at least 3. That is...
Amazing.
I think that might be the best move we've seen in the prelims, based on the moment.
Yeah.
And because if
how cleanly he shot those dudes.
How cleanly he shot those dudes, how well he read what was going on, and then also the moment, right? So Fit got smoked yesterday by the Titans. They took a huge loss. So now they're putting up points against Notorious, a close rival in their division. And if Notorious scores that, it's a 2-point game with still some time left to go. That was just a big moment.
Notorious was just going to win their first point, trying to get that momentum going back their way.
To me, that's in the running for the
huge.
$500. Again, this is courtesy of McClenny, Mosley, and Associates. We'll be throwing up that graphic throughout the weekend. They specialize in representing people and businesses in claims, insurance claims, property claims, negotiation, and litigation.
DMG with a little false start over there, losing, looks like Gerber on the break, so 4-on-5 advantage here for Saints, as Saints again attack the 50s, and they get there before Boehm gets there, catches Boehm making the move. Great job by the Saints. 5-on-3 advantage here early on for the Saints, down by 2 points. Plenty of time to come back in this match, just a little under 2, although they do lose a player out of the back line, so Saints now with a 1-body advantage, 3-on-4. DMG crossing it up, trying to slow down this point.
Yeah, but again, this is... where was this early on for the Saints?
This is how you should be trying to play every single point. If they shut you down, they shut you down, but you got to try.
But the good news for the Saints, though, is that they have this in the bag now, right? If they do this, it starts to build confidence for this young roster. And then DMG just trying to hang on here. 1 minute, 20 seconds left. They still got a 2-point spread, so... Yeah, the Saints have looked good in these last 2 points, but maybe a little too late.
Yeah, and I just don't feel like the Saints are playing as if there's only a minute left and they're down by 2 points.
Well, Kerrigan's pushing the issue now. He gets past the 50. He's got a teammate there at the 50. And they've stacked up 2 bodies here in the X.
60 seconds.
But we're at a minute mark, right?
Yeah, so they're going to probably win this point and end up losing the match by 1.
It is put a guy in and go situation. Carrying a minor penalty.
Come on, Kilo. Saints now in there, and DMG side of the field, he gets a kill out of back center, so 2-on-2 now, Matt. Saints still with the opportunity to win this point.
DMG,
lucky Shane didn't get a penalty there. 2-on-1 now.
Still got Tyler over here.
Yeah,
in front of these 2 bodies.
DMG though.
Tyler does not know where these guys are though, and yeah, he's going to run right into a gun, and that is going to do it in this point. But now the Saints are going to be in a tough position because they're going to have about close to 20 seconds, maybe 19, 18 on the clock. We'll see what the official time will be, but still, yes, the Ironman did it yesterday, but it's a very difficult position to be in because you have to run into guns.
Just because it can be done doesn't mean you can do it.
Yeah. And the chances of it happening twice. So yeah, the Ironman did it in 12 seconds yesterday. So now the Saints are going to have to do it in 19, but it's going to have to be a full send, flying V, down the field.
No penalties,
Send
no
the runners
mistakes.
out wide to draw the guns. Yeah, hope you don't get it major because that's a swing point. Major under 60 seconds is a swing point. And Paintball Fit trying to finish off this mercy rule win here as Notorious got to be scratching their heads. Really isn't that much of a mystery what's happening to Notorious. They're getting shot trying to make moves. They're not able to have their game plans be initiated because they can't get the 5 bodies out alive. They're getting shot out of spots, which was what they were really trying to focus on not doing. So it's been pretty masterful performance. And then in the 1 point looked like they were going to win. Chavez steps up and shoots at least 3, maybe 4. Could potentially be the move of the prelims. I feel like that's the best move. We saw some good ones yesterday, but given the moment, I think that was the best one.
Yep, hard
so far. Still got a lot of paintball to play today.
Yeah. Please. Rogers getting to the little juice box.
Yeah, and just so everyone out there knows, there's $500 at stake in the prelims and $1,000 at stake tomorrow.
FSU dropping the first player, so 4-on-5 advantage here for Paintball Fit. Notorious player in the center can, asking for a check. Gets bounced in the arm there. Looks like he's okay. Paintball Fit does have good penetration over on the D side. They're up in that mini wing looking inside. He's got a good angle across the field. And with Paintball Fit here up by 4 points, Maddie, with 7 minutes left, all they got to do is stay alive, shoot their guns, not get any penalties, and just try to catch Notorious as Notorious tries to get into these 50 bunkers. Now, Notorious lets Fit get all the way to the 50s again, Matt. So now, once again, Notorious is not in the 50s. The other team is in the 50s, and Rogers gets the kill across the field on the only person to do penetration on F for Notorious.
Yeah, they're doing damage control, right? So, I mean, Fit, even with this lead, they get Rogers in here early to go. Chavez is just omnipresent on that D side, man. He's just playing so well for them. And then, you know, you get Cold up there at a Fortress and gets the inside kill.
Notorious is playing like they're up 4 or 5 points, right? Like they're trying to burn clock and play a slow, smart, methodical game when they're actually down by 4 points. I mean, this is going to be the match. This point's going to seal the deal, I think.
Yeah, it's looking that way. Paintball Fit in just full control across the field, 5 bodies alive, and in just no reason for them to. Oh, I was going to say there's no reason for them to recklessly engage these last couple bodies, but Rogers somehow gets shot out of the 50 brick. That's a bad death. But it's just not going to.
It's still got 2 guys on the Drio side 50.
I just don't think it's going to cost them.
1 guy behind. Yeah, it's still 4-2, Maddie.
Because there's no one in position to take over the attack for Notorious. So yeah, they got a nice gunfight win.
Yeah, and if Markey tries to swing this way, one of those guys is going to catch him, so he's in a tough spot.
Yeah, and they've run out of points to work with, right? So it's not like they can concede the point. Yeah, there's 6 minutes left, but it's a 5-point mercy rule in the semi-pro league.
Is that Mason filling in over here on the X side? Juice box. Paintball Fit, 4-on-2 again. And again, you know, Notorious in a tough spot here because they cannot concede this point. So they've got to try to figure out how to shoot 1 or 2 of these Fit players. And if the Fit players just don't go anywhere and just shoot their guns, Notorious is done. There's nothing they can do.
Yeah, especially once Mason gets into position here.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't really need to do much from here, right? Like, just try to shoot the lane cross field. Okay, now everyone's gonna look at Mason. That'll allow Chavez to have some breathing room.
Yeah, just don't make a mistake, right?
And Luca to have some breathing room as well too. Luca actually comes back. Colt, yeah, and then they get that kill across field, and that is going to do it. So that's a head scratcher of a game. Unfortunately for Notorious, we thought this was going to be a battle.
We were really hoping for a good match this morning. Thanks for nothing, Notorious.
Fit's like, yeah, you're welcome. At least they're keeping us on schedule.
Hey, we did our side. We did our part of it.
Yeah, it's a dominant. So Fit loses a big one yesterday to the Titans and come right back and win a big one here against Notorious. It does put Notorious in a bad situation, as they lost their first game against Crisis, beat Distortion by 2, and then now taking a big 5-point mercy rule loss. And they're just sauntering in here, checking. I mean, could just go in and hit that buzzer and end this thing. Want to make extra careful and be very sure that they're clean, which is smart. He's checking out Mason.
Guessing Ryan Gray's a little frustrated right now.
He's going to have some punching to do.
His hands are going to hurt.
You come here. You're
come here.
Next.
You know it's your turn.
Hey, you. Yeah, you know what's coming. I warned you about this.
Go sit down over there.
Put your mouthpiece in.
If you like him, you give him the head or gut.
Yeah, I never understood that one. Like, why would anyone choose head if I get a chance? Like, I know gut punches suck, but
so I think generally speaking, if you get the shot to the head, it's not as hard as the shot to the gut.
That's true.
Because you can hit somebody as hard as you can in the gut. If you hit someone as hard as you can in the head, you break your hand.
Do you know that's how Houdini died?
I heard that, yeah.
Yeah. He used to do like a parlor trick where he'd have a really strong guy punch him in the gut.
Burst his liver or something.
And he just had like a really good ability to,
suck it up.
Yeah. And yeah, he did that, and it just died. Internal bleeding.
Yeah, it just died. Apparently, when people punch you really hard, sometimes it kills you. Saints with 4 guys to the 50. I love this. I wish they would have started with this earlier because they would have more points in this match.
Well, they got 6 seconds to work with. I don't think they're going to be able to get through. As here comes Arietta. He's going to give it a good old solid try, but still had 3 bodies to work with out there. And that's again one of the cardinal sins of paintball is to be alive in your bunker when time expires, when you're only down by 1. But still, hard-fought comeback potentially here for the Saints, but it wasn't enough. So DMG is going to take a slight 1-point win and move forward. They have one more game against New York Extreme. That's at 10:50. Next set coming up. It's going to be Blast Camp taking on Distortion, Crisis, and the Titans here 2022 NXL Golden State Open. I'm Matty Marshall with Rich Telford on Go Sports. We'll be back.